Chidan, I'm just wondering, I mean, you seem so optimistic about the new IGP, having seen his antecedents. But is that to say, or is that guaranteeing that policemen will conduct themselves decently? Because don't forget, we've seen several IGs, they've come, at some point they will say, okay, all the policemen leave the streets. Nobody should harass anybody on the streets. And after a while, we know what usually happens. So how does this, I mean, his ascension, is that likely to change anything?
No, I don't want you to get me wrong. I have not marked him good, but I just looked at his background. He was appointed IG just yesterday. We are informed that he came from the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies as a directing staff. Don't forget, that is where all the policies, most of the policies in this country for governments are being churned out from. I'm an alumni of NIPS. I was in NIPS in 1992, and I know the enormity of work done in NIPS. As a directing staff of NIPS, I think his reasoning, his thinking, and his behavior will be different. It is the IG that directs all these things you see at the polling units. No police officer will do anything without getting directives from the zonal command or from the AIG or from the commissioner of police. So if he has told Nigerians that he will go strictly by the rules as a professional, we have to take him by his words. But we don't expect him to deviate. If you look at him, you can see even the way he reacted yesterday, you can see that honesty in him. I have not said he is a good man and is going to perform. What he will do from today will make us, the opposition parties, to accept that he's different from Idris that have just gone. That is what I'm saying.
But you know,
I have just looked at his background, and that background is credible.
I hear you. But what about those who say, but wait a minute, if he supervised Ekiti and Osun elections, and then he's coming and saying all of this, how about him putting his money where his mouth is at the time? So what's the guarantee that the same things won't happen this time?
Well, tomorrow we say, let us wait and see. We are busy. I am busy mobilizing across the country. I was out of Abuja for 21 days. I just came back on Monday because I'm looking at how the election will go, including my people. So I don't want to waste my time with all this. People can keep on hitting the system on social media, on press conferences. What I'm saying is that the issue of election, political parties, I will advise, should go and work hard and get seats. Most political parties are not aware that the constitutional amendment has been done and it has been gazetted, that if you don't win a seat, at least state assembly seat, you will be deregistered. The way we are going, we may lose no less than 70 political parties after this election.
Yeah, but
I have no interest in clustering myself, putting myself together, and not facing the reality. Yeah. I am working hard for Zenith Labour Party not to be deregistered. And that is why I'm almost out of this place.
But you know,
let them pay attention and go and get a seat so that they will be there after next election.
But as it is now,
it has been gazetted. They're not aware.
As it is now, I'm not sure of which political party will subscribe to your suggestion that the elections be moved because you're just 3 months old. So they may just say, well, that's your kettle of fish. Deal with it. And then who knows if in these elections you don't get the required seats, your party just may kiss it goodbye. And one wonders, why was it necessary for your party to be registered at this time, very close to elections? What gives you the impression that you're going to win as much seats or any elections at all? 3 months to elections?
Chamberlain, take it to the bank. Chamberlain, take it to the bank. Zenith Labour Party will win seats, including some governorship seats. I have been on this saddle for long. I am working very hard with my colleagues. And that's why you don't find me in any of these groupings. I know what it takes. And that is why we're working hard. I told all the states in the southeast during the holiday, I know what their thinking is as per the election. I know what they're talking about. And people are taking them for granted. It will not be Uhuru in the southeast and south-south. Let me tell you, Chamberlain. For example, do you know that in the southeast today, the southeast, majority of southeast voters are saying that we are not going to take more than 4 years anymore. Anybody that will not stay 4 years, we will not support. We want to take the chunk in 2023. Let me tell you, Chamberlain, the Igbos are the most patriotic and the group that has worked so hard for proper nationhood in this country. There is no part of the country that you don't find Igbos with investment, building house with their children and families, and yet they have not had a shot on the presidency. So the issue of giving us a little crumb from the table is no longer there. This is the position in the Southeast. Southeast will not go for 8 years, and they have reasons for this. You know why they have reasons for this? If you allow 8 years to go before it comes down to the South, whereby the Southerners will now decide who will go, Yorubas, the Southwest, would have been out of power for 6 plus 8 plus 8. The South would have been out of power for 8 plus 8. Then what guarantees you that they will not be interested in that seat after 8 years?
All right,
they will be interested.
Let me ask you then.
They will be telling the Southeasterners, it was their town, excuse me, they will be telling the Southeast that it was their turn last 4 years, but you gave it out.
Okay,
so that is why.
Let me ask you this.
This is what we're trying to harmonize.
Let me ask you this then, because I mean, we know that, look, this is a game of numbers. Number one, I'm not sure. Are you suggesting that to blame the country for all that you've said is playing out in the Southeast? And now, if this is a game of numbers, they've got the list of the votes of registered voters on the documents released by INEC. And then secondly, the PDP candidate, when he chose his running mate, we saw the bickering that emanated from the Southeast. So if they don't get their house in order, who do you blame?
You see, that is the blackmail against the Southeasterner. Let me tell you, no region, no particular region will win the presidency on its own. What they are saying is after 4 years, they will now put up a candidate. Let that Nigerian that has soul in his heart say, the Igbos, we are not going to allow you to be president. So it is up to them now to look at all the candidates. There must be commitment. There must be signatures. There must be commitment that 4 years is enough. Only one candidate tenure is sacrosanct. Let all the northern candidates commit themselves to 4 years. Majority of Igbo voters are saying, after 4 years, we will not support who will go more than 4 years. And that is what the position is. And most of us are keen into it because we can no longer continue to be the sacrificial lamb. The Igbos have been cheated. The Igbos have been hunted. The Igbos have been traumatized. We cannot continue to be used as experiment. Let them come out after 4 years and let us see those Nigerians that say, Igbos, you are not entitled to it. Southeasterners, you are not entitled to it. We will move across the country. There will be bridge building. That is what we are doing. Politics is local. Chamberlain.
Okay, we'll watch and see what exactly happens, because there are those who will remind you, look, you still have APC supporters, members of APC in the Southeast who will vote for the APC, and that is going to chip away at some of the perhaps block votes that you may be banking on, or some of the schools of thought. But who knows? We'll see how it plays out. We appreciate you speaking to us this morning. Chief Dan Iwanya, chairman of Zenith Labour Party, who believes that they will win some seats, including some governorship seats. We'll look to see how that plays out. Thank you for coming on. So we'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.